straight. The Golden Flashes have lost 5 straight. But you never know when these two get together. It's been a good rivalry in the past. And we start at 125. Fleetwood with an early takedown.
Simpson just went in for a shot right there, and Fleetwood able to sprawl, and then he was just able to go behind pretty quickly, and a quick 2 points for Central Michigan. Good start for Fleetwood.
Fleetwood has been very good. He just moved into the rankings, now number 20th in the country. He's won 6 straight. And again, last year, if you follow Central Michigan wrestling, he broke his foot, struggled at the end of the year, had to miss a few matches, but he is back and he is wrestling very confidently towards the end of the year, which is exactly what you want to be doing with the MAC championships and, of course, the NCAA championships coming up.
Yeah, last time we were here at McGurk Arena against U of M, Fleetwood with a huge victory over Connor Uzi from Michigan, ranked wrestler at the time. Fleetwood was not ranked at the time of that match. A big upset win for him and really helped Central Michigan pull off the win against the Wolverines.
In the meantime, Corey Simpson behind, trying to find his way back. He's 9-19. He was pinned against Eastern Michigan in their last duel, so hoping to hang with Fleetwood as he gets returned to the mat. This is such a young Kent State team. You look at their record and wonder, with the success that Jim Andrissi, the Kent State head coach, has had there, why they've struggled. Well, they don't have a senior on this year's team.
Yeah, a very young team. A lot of freshmen and sophomores sprinkled throughout this lineup, but that's to be expected. You got a young team, probably not going to be as competitive as other teams like Central Michigan with more experience, but in another year or two, those sophomores and freshmen will be juniors and seniors and be a much better team.
And this is a Kent State team last year had a very good record, 15-3, 7-1. So certainly out of the norm to see them struggling this season. But again, they lost so many competitors from last year's squad. Fleetwood, in the meantime, having his way with Simpson. Got the early takedown. And riding time now up to 1 minute and 45 seconds with a minute to go in this first period.
And we see Fleetwood here, trying to get control of that right arm on the back of Simpson. And they're going to get a caution call on Simpson. Not a good sign already in the first period to be hit with a stalling warning. Still a lot of time to go in this match.
40 seconds to go, so an extra point. Fleetwood in front 3-0. And this really all started, this match streak for Brent Fleetwood, when he upset 18th-ranked Barlow McGee down in Missouri. Certainly helped with his confidence. And he's become a tough out at 125 when Central Michigan takes the mat. You can see he's trying to get the tilt. Simpson doing a nice job. Staying flat to the mat, 10 seconds to go.
Fleetwood had control of that left arm of Simpson, just trying to roll through, to roll him onto his back and get a quick near fall right before the end of the period. Wasn't quite able to. Good job by Simpson, staying strong there from his stomach and not able to let Fleetwood flip him over.
So the first period dominated by Brent Fleetwood. It looks like Simpson has chosen to go neutral. So we start the second period neutral, 2 minutes to go. And Fleetwood in on a single leg, trying to wrap it up and get the takedown, and he has it. Second takedown for Brent Fleetwood. And a 5-0 lead. And David, we've watched a few of the MAC competitions here with the Chippewas. They've won 4 in a row in the MAC, and they haven't been close. They have been dominant wins.
Yeah, they've done a really nice job, particularly from the neutral position, as Brent Fleetwood is showing off here. And he's going to go for a tilt right here, pull off some near fall.
The count is on. Simpson flips back to his belly. But points coming for Brent Fleetwood, and he gets 4 near fall points. So now, a 9-0 lead. He has a major decision. Riding time sitting at 3:30. And he'll try and work for a tech fall.
Trying to lock up that cradle right now. He's got crossface arm control on Simpson. He's going to try to scoop up that left leg just like that and drive the head to the knee to lock it up and get the cradle. He's still got a good amount of time here.
45 seconds to go.
Simpson able to break out of it, though.
Dominating so far from Brent Fleetwood, a junior from Delaware that's come in 20-6 on the season. A few Chippewas that have 20 wins, and here's another tilt opportunity as here come the points. And 2 near fall points for Fleetwood. 11-0. So right now, the only thing that really to be decided, can the tech fall happen? It's over 4 minutes of rotting time, so assumingly it's 12-0. If he can escape here, it'd be 13, so we'd need a takedown to get it.
And he's been dominant on his feet so far, both the start of that first and second period. The first period, just able to get a sprawl and go behind for a quick 2. And then in the second period, able to get a single leg for an easy 2. So he's been dominant on his feet. Let's see if he can stand up. He gets the escape right here, so we'll see if he can get another takedown right here and get the tech fall.
Have to get the takedown and then ride out Simpson the rest of the way, unless he wanted to let him go and try to get another takedown, but we'll see if he can. There is the takedown. So it's 14-0. What do you think here? Let him go, or do you try and just ride it out for the finish?
Unless he thinks he can go to a pin and get that extra team point, but that was an instant replay. He's going to go for some more near fall right here, and that's going to do it right there.
So that'll work. Brent Fleetwood dominating as he comes up with a victory to start the day over Corey Simpson, a freshman that will learn and he will get better, but 125 belongs to the junior, and the Chippewas are off to a hot start.
Yeah, we've seen it, like you mentioned, Fleetwood been on fire recently, and once again...
Unfortunate. We were expecting a fun match, but Corey Keener earns the win by forfeit. So just like that, Central Michigan in front 11-0.
Unfortunate for Keener, not able to watch him wrestle his last time here at McGurk Arena, but sometimes those are the best matches. Just go out there, get your hand raised, pick up the quick 6 points for your team, and able to head back down without even breaking a sweat.
So we'll move on to 141. We'll start with CMU, as this is Chance Driscoll, 19-13 on the year, but Mason Smith, we've been able to watch him, David. He's really found a groove in his last few matches and wrestling with a ton of confidence. One of the youngsters on this Central Michigan team, just a freshman, but he seemed to find his right wrestling moves and taking advantage of his body size.
Man, he's not easy to take down because he's so lanky. It's so hard to get a single leg on him and double off to a double leg because he's able just to stretch himself out and keep fighting. So done a really nice job defensively from a neutral position. And then on top, those long legs can be so helpful, those long arms as well, getting that crossface. We've seen him go to a cradle so far this year a few times, able to get it with those long arms. So that he uses his lankiness to his advantage, which is a good thing.
He works against Chance Driscoll, the junior, one of the few experienced wrestlers on this Kent State team. 15 freshmen for Kent State. 4 sophomores and 5 juniors. No seniors. So Driscoll, one of the wrestlers that has been here in the past, and we'll see how he wrestles against Mason Smith as we have the whistle blown and reset to the middle. Driscoll 19-13 on the year. Mason Smith 18-10. It's a unique match. You can see that Driscoll looks a little bit stronger than Smith, but they both kind of have that lanky kind of build.
Yeah, Smith a little bit longer leg and an arm, but yeah, for sure. Driscoll, he's got some size to him as well. He's not real lanky as Smith, but he's got a little bit more stockiness to him. So we'll see how he approaches wrestling Smith.
Mason Smith was named the CMU Redshirt Wrestler of the Year a season ago, led the team with 9 pins. We've seen a couple of those pins. He likes to go to that cradle move to try and lock those up.
And he's able to do so because his arms are so long. He can get a crossface in there and he can still scoop that leg. and not have to work for it quite as much as other guys, because his arms are so long, and then he's able just to bring the head down to the knee and lock it up. That's his favorite go-to move when he's in a top position for sure.
Picked up a big win on Friday as the Chippewas took down Eastern Michigan. A 1-0 victory over Kyle Springer, who's been wrestling very well this year. Was ranked 31st in the coaches' poll. So again, Smith with a ton of confidence, but Driscoll, a good wrestler himself. Not surprising that we're low scoring in this first period.
We haven't really seen either wrestler so far take much of a chance offensively. We saw Smith went in on a shot earlier, and Driscoll was able to get into a front headlock position, but the referee called a stalemate. Well, we haven't really seen anything offensively from either of these two wrestlers so far in this first period, as Driscoll gets in on a single leg right there.
A scramble. And now Smith caught on his back. And back points coming. And Smith needs to keep that right shoulder off the mat. And that's how it comes to an end. So 4 back points. My apologies. 4 back points for Smith. And it's 6-0 as Smith is in front of Driscoll. Driscoll, the one needing to keep the back off the mat. Switched up the names there, but Smith dominating there. A nice way to finish that first period.
And we saw that same move against Michigan last time we were here at McGurk Arena. A single leg in on Smith. Instantly gets that whizzer and gets leg control. And then he's just able to keep fighting and get the tilt on Driscoll.
And there he gets the takedown. In front now, 8-0 on the reversal. See if Driscoll can get out of the grasp here of Smith and get a point. Kent State looking for their first point of the day as we sit here in match 2.
And right away, you see Mason Smith with that right leg, and it's so long and lanky. He's able to just get that thing in there so easily. And it's so tough, especially if you're a shorter wrestler. Those long legs can be just so difficult to deal with.
Driscoll nearly able to get to his feet. Smith able to return him to the mat. Minute to go in period 2. Running time at 40 seconds for the freshman from Clio, Michigan. Kevin Linnich will send the 2 wrestlers back to the center of the mat. What do we need to see from Driscoll here to potentially get back to a neutral position?
Got to get those hips clear. We know Mason Smith's going to try to get one of those legs in, and then you got to get your hips clear. And then if you're able to do that, you can start to go for a stand-up, and then you can able to break the lock and get the escape. But first things first, got to get your hips out of there, not allow Mason Smith to get those legs in and work from a top position.
Hasn't had any success yet. Smith controlling this match. And it was after a very uneventful first period until the end when Smith was able to get the back points, trying to do the same here. Running time now over a minute, but Coach Borelli has stressed all year long he wants his team to score points. And that's what the Chippewas have done not only in this match, but the last 4 inside the conference. Final 5 seconds of period 2.
And Smith once again we see with that right leg in there right there, and just Driscoll is just unable to do anything with it, just getting all that pressure on his hips, unable to get himself free. And we'll see what they do here from a neutral position.
Driscoll elects to go neutral, so the wrestlers will do that. 1:55 remaining in this match. Routing time point right now belonging to Smith, so essentially 9-0. Can Driscoll potentially get to his offense? Kent State trying to get that first takedown of the day and their first points. They haven't been able to score yet. There's a single leg. Can Driscoll finish it?
And Smith's going to go for that same move that he had last time. He got the whizzer, and that time he couldn't quite keep it, but he was searching for that leg to try to get that tilt, and just out of a scramble, able to get the takedown right there.
So again, same thing we saw at the end of the first period. Driscoll gets in on the single leg, but as you mentioned, David, Smith very agile and able to turn it into points for himself.
It's just so hard. He gives you that single leg, and it's so hard to double off on it because his legs are so long. He can just stretch himself out, and it's really, really tough to get a single leg takedown on Mason Smith.
And that's what Coach Borelli has said. He has figured out, at least for the moment, and in the last few matches, how to wrestle to his strengths. And you can see the improvement from the freshman as he continues to try and get tilt. 35 seconds to go. Chippewas so far with a tech fall, a forfeit win, and right now in line to pick up a major decision. Smith trying to go for more, though.
Mason really trying to work like a power half here with his leg in. Hasn't been able to do anything with it, though. Driscoll's been keeping his head out, not letting him have it.
Final 5 seconds of this match at 141, and Mason Smith continues the domination for Central Michigan. 11-0 victory, a major decision. Chippewas looking very good early.
Yeah, and again, no points for Kent State right there. Driscoll just wasn't able to do anything. Was in on a single leg a couple times, but Mason Smith's so long and lanky. It's just so hard to double off on that single leg, and he just gets that whizzer. We see it right here. Gets that whizzer in, and then he just wraps that other leg, rolls over, and gets Driscoll to his back to get the near fall right there and the takedown. And then again, right here, getting that leg in, just able to get the takedown right there. It's so tough.
Another tough matchup for Kent State. The All-American from a season ago, Justin Oliver, back onto the mat as he takes on Tim Rooney, a redshirt freshman. Very difficult matchup again for the Golden Flashes as Oliver, we know the story about him, entered into the lineup last year, took advantage of an injury, and he's been dominant since as he's in, trying to get an early takedown. He's got it, and now trying to get a pin. Rooney, a good job to flip back over, but back points, and Oliver going to work early.
Yeah, just able to get a knee pick right off the bat and then just doubled off. Rooney rolled to his back, and Justin Oliver was just right there to catch him. Almost got the pin, but he gets the 2 for the takedown and then the 2 for the near fall.
4-0 lead for Justin Oliver. And Justin Oliver just elects to start neutral, so there is the first point for Kent State. He wants to score and try and continue to build up the lead.
And with as quickly as he got that last takedown, I don't see why not. He's right there again on another nice ankle pick right there, able to get another takedown to make it 6-1. Justin Oliver looking really good on his feet right now.
Oliver trying to flip Rooney over to get some more points. He's coming off a 10-1 major decision over Nick Barber at Eastern Michigan as the two go off the mat. Oliver last year was 6-0 in MAC duels. Again, he's the only All-American from this Chippewa team returning, the only one at all from a season ago as he finished 7th at the NCAA Championships in Madison Square Garden. He's ranked number 2 right now in the MAC at 149, and that's impressive because the 149 weight class in the Mid-American Conference is loaded.
Yeah, that's one of those weight classes. There's so many people that are right around that weight at this age, and just more people means more competition. And like you said, that's a stacked weight class. Even in high school, it was 130 to 145 pound range is always one of the more stacked weight classes. As Oliver gets another takedown right there, he's just absolutely dominating from his feet right now in this first period, and he's going to cut him and try to get some more points here.
1:15 to go, an 8-3 lead. Takedown galore. Takedowns galore for Justin Oliver. Exactly what you would expect. One of the toughest and hardest wrestlers that this Chippewa team has. He's nonstop for 7 minutes. And again, Kent State just running into a hot team right now in CMU. They have all the momentum. And the Golden Flashes trying to continue how to be competitive. That was something that Coach Andrissi talked about. His team's still learning how to win, still learning how to wrestle in the positions that they can succeed in. Oliver trying to finish off another takedown. And again, an opportunity for a pin for Justin Oliver. And there it is. Justin Oliver with the first pin today as the Chippewas now have won the first 4 matchups against the Golden Flashes.
And that was a dominating match right there by Justin Oliver, especially in that neutral position, getting takedown after takedown and finally getting that knee pick and putting Rooney down on his back and able to finish that time. We saw it back early in the first period. He got Rooney to his back right there, just steps over, and Rooney goes straight to his back and able to put it the half Nelson around the head and get the pin right there for Justin Oliver.
So 21-0, Central Michigan dominating so far.